our off-grid tiny home property. It's a bit of sweet. We haven't been out there for a while. Actually, last time we went out there, we got bogged. So
in the bus.
In the bus, yes. So, and unfortunately, we couldn't take the bus this time because it's having its little issue again with it losing its revs. So it only gets up to 2,200 revs, and we can't get over about 50k an hour. So there's still something wrong. I've been in contact with the mechanic, and he's having a think about it and let us know. Worst case scenario, it's fuel pump, which
fuel
is
injectors.
Not cheap. It's about $4,000, $3 to $4,000. So hopefully it's not that, but we'll wait and see what he says. So anyway, we got the van packed up and we're heading out there. We've got a door that we want to put on, and we've got some cleaning up we want to do out there, and also we want to see how the property has fared after all the rain we've had. So we haven't been out there for about 5 or 6 months, and it's been raining in Australia for so long. It's probably pretty boggy, but it's been dry for the last couple of weeks, so hopefully it's dried out and we won't have any trouble getting in. So we've got about a 3-hour trip out to the property. We're going to stop off and get the Zarafas in a minute so we can get our coffee fix, but we'll bring you along for the ride and show you what we're going to do. Alright guys, talk to you later.
And just so you know, the amount of stuff, I hope you can see it, the van is packed to the brim.
Alright guys, we've made it out there, and as that's looking back to the front of the property, it's overgrown, as you can see. Been, as I said, at least 5 months, maybe 6 months since we've been out here. And this is where we're coming up to where it is where we got bogged last time. So let's see how we go. I've checked it, it's pretty hard, so we should be fine. Here we go. I've got a bit of clearing to do by the looks of it. So, but this is where all the mud was and the bog and everything, so yep, no problem. And we have arrived. Alright, let's see how fun this is in here.
Yeah, what sort of spiders and cockroaches have lived in here?
Well, looks alright.
Make sure there's no snakes.
Alright, so we've got to the container and everything is overgrown again. I'm going to have to give it a quick brush cut over so we can at least get in and sit down, do the fire pit and get into the container.
So we're setting up the van to sleep in because I'm not real fond of spiders or snakes and rats or whatever else might be in the container. So we've managed to get our RV mattresses in there, so I'm pretty happy with that. I think it's going to be a bit warm, so Andrew has got the mozzie net around the vehicle so the windows can stay open. So hopefully that works a treat. We've got spray, we sprayed the fabric spray, got the spray to spray on ourselves, so hopefully we'll be mozzie free and cool. It is supposed to get down to 13 degrees tonight, so don't know what that is in Fahrenheit, but it's reasonably cool. But I think we'll be pretty warm. And that black bag, I know it doesn't look good, but it's actually only paper for the fire. Let's go and Andrew's over there. Not really sure what he's doing, but the generator's on. It's pretty green here, much greener than when we were here last time. And there's our fire. It's going to beauty. We've already had a coffee with the Billy, and we'll be just having some sausage sangers for dinner. Something easy. It's our camp chairs, table, keeping it pretty simple. That door, Andrew's going to put that on there tomorrow. He's had to take off all that stuff because it's full of termites, so just could pull it away like paper. Anyway, that's us for the night.
Carolyn's chefing out at the property tonight. I'm working hard, as you can see, with my feet working there, sitting up. But you're doing a good job. Good on you, darling. Well, we're sitting out here just watching the fire, and as you can hear, it is nice and quiet. Pan up. I don't know whether you'll be able to see it. It's pitch black. Good morning all. Oh, look at that lovely bedhead. Beautiful. We've just got up. It's about 7 o'clock in the morning from sleeping. We slept in the van last night. It was the mattresses were cool, but the contour of sitting on the seats laid out was a bit uncomfortable, and we went to bed fairly early, so we were in there for a while. Anyway, it was all right. We had a bit of sleep. Anyway, the point of our trip up to our off-grid property to see if everything was all right was also to put a door on the container, because it's fallen apart, and all that's really here is a fly screen. So we've got a new door behind here, which I'll show you once it's out, and that's what's going on to there. And I've got to pull off all the termite infested or eaten wood around here and put on something for the time being. While I'm doing that, Carolyn is getting a fire ready so we can have some brekkie and enjoy the fire as well. Okay guys, I've cleared up all the glue and decayed timber off the container, measure up to do the framing. Now just bear in mind this framing is temporary, okay? It's just to get a door up there and secure. So I'm going to be screwing through the outside part into the timber to secure it. So don't say I shouldn't do that, because I know I shouldn't. When we come to do it properly, it'll be all metal framing and it'll be welded on, and those holes will be welded up. So don't worry too much about that. But now I'm going to get on and start cutting the framing out. I've had to take off some off the top here with the angle grinder. It was just a bit short for the size of the door, so I've done that. I'm going to have to take some of the framing off as well, so I can fit the framing up around it. So I've got one frame in and it's pretty level. The piece of timber's got a bit of a bow in it, but I've leveled it up as much as possible. I've had to come out a fair bit here because the door's a bit smaller widthways, and I have to do the same on this side to bring it in so the door will fit. I've liquid nailed it and screwed it through here. Now that this side's done, I'm going to do this side and make sure there's enough room just to fit the door in, and I'll put a shim in between so there's not too much of a gap between it. I'll level this side up so the drawer should pretty well go in straight away, nice and easy. I've still got to work out, because the difference in sizes, so I don't know whether I'm going to just add another piece or turn it on its side. I haven't worked that out yet, but I just wanted to get the door frame solid and square, and then I can just quickly do the rest of it from there. Got the door in. It's not finished off at the moment. I've just got the screws in holding it, so I make sure it's sitting straight. So you see the gap is level up the top as well on the sides, and she sits square and stays there. So that's all nice. Now I can fix the parts that I had to change a bit, like I had to cut a bit off the top. The container part was still up the top lip here. I had to cut it because the container was still hitting. So, but you can have an idea of how much the containers are, they just warp a little bit. I mean, this one's sitting pretty much right here, but you can see how much it's out up the top, and this is square. If you have a look at that, the bubble's square. So if you're working on the container, it's like a bus, nothing square. So I'm used to it. But as long as the door shuts properly, I've got some foam spray, so I'm going to spray this up once I've got it all sealed up. Sorry, not sealed up, screwed up properly. Okay guys, I've got a deadbolt to put on the door now. It's just a deadbolt itself. Comes with instructions. It's got a little template that you use to put on the door. So if you've never done one before, basically the template, just you fold it on the mark that's on the template here on the side of the door. Tells you where to put your hole for drilling through the lock, and also where the actual hole lock goes through. So you got to make sure you use the template if you got one, or measure it up by the instructions. I've just put a little dot where to drill on either side, and if you haven't got the tools, you can buy just a door lock installation kit from Bunnings. I can't remember what the price was now, and it basically just gives you the drill for your right size for your drill bit here, and also the right size for a 54mm hole saw. So that's basically what you do. So now all I'm going to do is, where I've marked the hole, I'm going to drill the hole saw through here, and then when it pokes through here I'll turn it on the other side and come through here, so we'll get a nice clean hole on either side. Once that's done, then we'll use the other drill, the 1-inch drill, and drill through here, which will come through to the hole that we've just drilled. So here we go. It's also a good idea, if your hole saw's not going through, see how it's getting full up on the teeth, just pull it out and hit it with the hit with something just to knock out the wood that's stuck in there, and then you'll be able to drill again. So I've taken the hole saw kit out now, or the hole saw, and I've put in the other 1-inch blade they've given me, so I can drill through the other side of the door. Okay, so I've drilled through this edge here, and I've drilled through the hole saw. As you can see, it joins up the hole there, which is where the locking piece goes in. So now I'll mount the door. I'm going to have to chisel out the recess for the deadbolt here, and then I can screw it all up. Alright, so I've put the locking mechanism in, and I've just traced around the side of it, and that way I can chisel out a little recess for it to sit in. So depending on the width of your door, you may have to just wiggle off the ends of this if they're too long, because what's happening is mine is getting stuck and it's pushed out. As you can see, when I screwed in, it pushed out the metal a bit, so it's too long. So I'm going to take off this part of it here, and I also had to do the same with the screws. So I had to, they've got a little spot where you can cut through, so I've had to cut the first one off, otherwise it wasn't sitting flush against the lock. Okay, got the lock on. Wasn't the easiest of locks I've had to put on. Probably what happens when you buy a, not a better name brand, but it's working now. And now all I have to do is measure up where I'm going to put the catch. So what I did is I've closed the door and just put the lock out and measured, then put the lock in and sort of opened it up, gave me a measurement. So I've marked that on, and then I've marked around the plate again, and I'm going to chisel that out and fix that in. The door is installed with the lock on it. You can open it up, go outside. It's locked up now. Carolyn's going to give it a paint, and then that's our door now on. As I said, it's only temporary till we move up here eventually, and we'll do a proper one. Alright guys, that's the door it's up a lot. It's only got one coat of paint on it. It's starting to get to the afternoon and we want to get it going before it gets dark. So, but I didn't get the spray foam in either side, so that'll have to wait till next time we're up here. Hopefully it won't be as long. And the locks on there, at least it's a little bit more secure. I mean, if anybody wanted to get in, they'd just break one of the windows. But it's okay, and we gave this a bit of a clean out, but we definitely need to get a ride on mower. And then we've got all this work to go, but we're looking forward to doing it, and it'll be a while though. We've still got the bus to go. Other than that, we're heading home now.